Dopamine Detox unlock your focus, motivation, and potential. Feeling scattered, unmotivated, and constantly craving that next hit of stimulation? You're not alone. Modern life is a dopamine minefield, but there's a way to reclaim your focus and drive. Let's explore how a dopamine detox can help you unlock your true potential. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger in your brain. It's often associated with pleasure, but its primary role is in reward and motivation. Think of it as your brain's go-getter signal, pushing you towards goals. Dopamine drives motivation by creating a sense of anticipation and reward. When you achieve something, dopamine is released, reinforcing that behavior. This creates a positive feedback loop that encourages you to pursue similar goals in the future. However, modern life throws this system out of whack. We're constantly bombarded with stimuli designed to trigger dopamine release, often without requiring any real effort or achievement. This leads to a state of dopamine overload. Examples of high dopamine activities are everywhere. Social media platforms, video games, readily available junk food, and easily accessible pornography are all designed to provide quick hits of dopamine. They're engineered for maximum engagement. This constant overstimulation leads to desensitization of your reward system. Your brain becomes accustomed to high levels of dopamine, requiring more and more stimulation to achieve the same level of pleasure. It's like building a tolerance to a drug. The consequences of this desensitization are significant. You may find it harder to focus on tasks, experience less pleasure from natural activities, and struggle with motivation. Everyday life can start to feel dull and unrewarding. Dopamine desensitization can also contribute to procrastination and even addiction. You might find yourself constantly seeking out those quick dopamine hits, even when you know they're not good for you. This creates a vicious cycle of seeking, desensitization, and more seeking. A dopamine detox isn't about eliminating dopamine entirely. That's impossible and unhealthy. Instead, it's a temporary reduction of highly stimulating activities to allow your brain to reset and regain its sensitivity to natural rewards. The goal of a dopamine detox is to restore your brain's natural reward system. By reducing exposure to artificial stimuli, you allow your dopamine receptors to become more sensitive, making everyday activities more enjoyable and motivating. Guidelines for a dopamine detox involve avoiding activities that provide quick, easy dopamine hits. This typically includes social media, video games, excessive screen time, junk food, pornography, and other highly stimulating behaviors. The duration of a dopamine detox can vary depending on individual needs and preferences. Some people find that a few hours is sufficient, while others benefit from a full day or even several days of reduced stimulation. Experiment to see what works best for you. Replacing stimulating activities with mindful alternatives is crucial for a successful dopamine detox. You need to fill the void with activities that are less stimulating, but still rewarding and fulfilling. This helps prevent boredom and cravings. Examples of mindful activities include reading a book, spending time in nature, practicing meditation or mindfulness, engaging in physical exercise, journaling your thoughts and feelings, and pursuing creative hobbies like painting or writing. These activities allow your dopamine receptors to reset by providing a more balanced and sustainable form of stimulation. They encourage you to engage with the world in a more present and mindful way, fostering a deeper sense of satisfaction. One of the most significant benefits of a dopamine detox is improved focus. By reducing the constant stream of distractions, you allow your brain to concentrate more effectively on the task at hand. This can lead to increased productivity and better performance. Increased motivation is another key benefit. As your dopamine receptors become more sensitive, you'll experience a greater sense of drive and initiative. You'll be more likely to pursue your goals and less likely to procrastinate. This improved focus and increased motivation naturally translate to enhanced productivity. You'll be able to accomplish more in less time, and you'll feel more satisfied with your work. This can have a positive impact on all areas of your life. A dopamine detox can also help reduce cravings for addictive behaviors. By breaking the cycle of seeking quick dopamine hits, you can lessen the urge to engage in those activities. This can be particularly helpful for overcoming addictions. Perhaps the most rewarding benefit is a greater appreciation for simple pleasures. As your brain becomes more sensitive to natural rewards, you'll find yourself enjoying everyday activities more. A walk in the park, a good conversation, or a delicious meal will become more satisfying. Setting realistic goals is essential for a successful dopamine detox. Don't try to eliminate all stimulating activities overnight. Start small and gradually reduce your exposure to high dopamine stimuli. This will make the process more manageable and sustainable. Identifying your triggers is also crucial. Pay attention to the situations and emotions that lead you to seek out high dopamine activities. Once you know your triggers, you can develop strategies to avoid them or cope with them in a healthier way. Developing healthy habits is key to maintaining the benefits of a dopamine detox. Create a routine that includes activities that are both enjoyable and beneficial for your well-being. This will help you stay on track and avoid falling back into old patterns. When you're ready to reintroduce stimulating activities, do so gradually and mindfully. Pay attention to how you feel and avoid overdoing it. The goal is to find a balance that allows you to enjoy these activities without becoming overwhelmed or desensitized. Maintaining balance is the key to long-term success. A dopamine detox is not a one-time fix. It's an ongoing process of moderation and mindful consumption. Be aware of your dopamine levels and adjust your habits accordingly. It's important to clarify that the term dopamine detox is somewhat of a misnomer. You're not actually eliminating dopamine from your brain. You're simply reducing your exposure to artificial stimuli to allow your brain to reset and regain its sensitivity to natural rewards. Finally, please remember that this video is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you're struggling with addiction or mental health issues, please seek help from a qualified healthcare provider. What's one high dopamine activity you're willing to cut back on this week? Let me know in the comments below. Your journey to a more focused and fulfilling life starts now.